What is going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, GeoFucks here. And in this video, I'm gonna keep saying this, and I'm gonna title this, Pay Attention to People's Actions and Behaviors, okay? Pay attention to how they treat you, to their behaviors, to their actions, to the things they say, to the things that they do. Pay attention. You have to be observant. You can't, as we get older, we can no longer afford to be in la la land 24/7. We can no longer afford to ignore the obvious. It's just, again, a lot of things that I used to be oblivious to and be in la la land or blatantly ignore obvious red flags. Now that I'm almost 30, I can't do that anymore. It's blatantly in my face. And like I said, in my opinion, once you know better, you need to do better. And once you know better, you can't keep creating excuses and excuses and excuses that keep putting you in the same predicaments, okay? So let's talk about it. So, I'm noticing in the dating scene in general, like whether you're dating, you're talking, you're mingling, you're just friends with a person, you're just an associate, you know them off of social media. It just seems like a lot of people are users and essentially looking for sugar daddies, sugar mamas, sugar parents, meal tickets. You know, they're looking for people to financially support them or somebody that they can use and manipulate into providing for them. So, like, I've noticed in this situation where the person I'm talking about, it's like when I come around, it's pretty much expected that I'm paying for A, B, C, and D, you know, if we go out to eat, if we hang out, whatever. Yet, when I leave and I'm not around, this same person all of a sudden has money to do things. They can buy their weed, they can go out to eat, they can go to the club, they can go to the bar, they can go to all of these events. But yet, when I'm in the picture and I'm around them, all of a sudden they're broke, they don't have any money. And this goes back to what I said in my previous video, when you start noticing one-sided behavior, really wishy-washy, and if you're no longer interested or that's not what you're down for, then it's perfectly okay for you to back away and stop dealing with them. Or address it. Talk to them and let them know, hey, I feel like you're a user. Because it's odd how, like I said, when I'm around, I got to pay for every damn thing. But then when I'm not around, all of a sudden you have money and resources. What is that really about? How are you always broke whenever we hang out? Another thing that be getting on my nerves too, and this is going to be another video that I'm going to talk more in depth about. But another thing that be getting on my nerves is also the fact that some people really be sitting up trauma dumping 24/7. Like, every time I talk to you, you're always in a woe is me situation. Something negative is going on. Something toxic is going on. And it's like, you don't even ask, one, do I have the emotional capacity to even be listening and taking on your shit? 9 times out of 10, I don't. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not interested. Again, I'm so sick and tired of people who trauma dump. And like I said, they're constantly coming to you in crisis. They're constantly, basically using you. Because that's really all it really boils down to. Is that you're being used, okay? It's not reciprocated. Because in the same breath, I know I could never come somewhere and expect somebody else to pay for every damn thing for me. So I'm just trying to understand how y'all feel so comfortable thinking that somebody else is going to be taking care of you every damn time. And my thing is, this is cis men. This is cis men, cis women, trans women, gender non-binary, gender fluid, heterosexual, bisexual, homosexual, pansexual, regardless of gender and sexuality. Where do they do that at? Like, why is it like an alarming amount of people who really think they finna just be sitting up using you as a meal ticket and thinking that you're not going to be able to spot the obvious inconsistencies and just straight up bullshit? So that's why I'm like, yeah. And this is another reason why I don't. That's a whole nother video too. I'll probably post that on my other channel. But y'all, when you notice these red flags, it's up to you as an adult, as an individual, to figure out if you're going to continue to deal with that or you're going to make some changes, right? Because as we get older, like I said, beating a dead horse at this point. Don't sue me, Peter. Sorry, I didn't mean to use that terminology, that phrase. My bad. But to reiterate, as we get older, you can no longer play victim to circumstances that you're putting yourself in. Because it's like, again, you're the one ignoring the red flags. You're the one not respecting your own boundaries. You're the one not speaking up for yourself and communicating how you feel and what you expect and what you won't tolerate. So it gets to that page where you have to be an advocate for yourself and your own well-being. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want to be used. You don't want to be dealing with people that's only around you to get something out of you. Then stop dealing with them. Pay attention to the red flags. Kick that ass to the curb. And or communicate, hey, I feel like you're using me. Right? Because again, just have those conversations. Be ready for conflict. Okay? Be ready for disagreements because it's going to happen. Be ready for rejection because that's also a part of life. But this, as we get older, I just know for me, as I get older, as I'm approaching third decade of life, I just don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. You know, and it's tiring. You know, it's just tiring after a while. Again, this is why I'd rather stay to myself. And another thing is this, and I'm going to leave off on this. Don't let people become distractions to the point that you're unable to take care of things that you need to take care of. I'm out.